Welcome, everyone. Thanks a lot once again for joining the watch list. Today is 3rd of June and Friday afternoon, and I'm back live in your YouTube live program, The Watch List by Magenta Trade. At Magenta Trade, we teach you how to grow your portfolio using option trading strategies. We explain in simple terms how you can participate in the world leading companies with a fraction of the amount that you'd need as normal investment. In the vast ocean of stock market, there are plenty of opportunities to gain from the movement of share prices every day. However, market is unpredictable, volatile, and sometimes complex to understand. In order to be successful, you need a disciplined, rule-based approach developed over a long period of experience in the market and focused on building a long-term portfolio to protect our hard-earned money. But first, let's go back to the disclosures, and for that, I would need to um, share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen now, and let's get started. All our discussions at Magenta Trade are solely for educational and information purposes only. We are not investment advisors, and you should consult a financial advisor before making any investments. Options trading carry exceptional gains, but at the same time, they pose inherent risk. Past results are no guarantee of future gains. For more disclosures, you can visit our website www.magentatrade.com. A quick few words about me. I have more than 15 years of experience in actively trading stocks, ETFs, futures, options, warrants, CFDs, and currencies. I've turned my personal trading experience and passion into professional coaching, and recently we have formed the company Magenta Trade to share with you my strategies of success in trading using simple terms and techniques. My favorite areas of coaching are trade management and money management. I've experienced immense potential of trading options based on stocks and ETFs, and I help you understand how they might help you build a steady and reliable retirement income. As a coach, I focus on a daily routine, follow simple rule based strategy, use simple tools to enter and exit the trades, and manage your positions in 15-20 minutes every day. Okay, let's get started with some of the earnings numbers. And at this point, okay, first one is a CrowdStrike Holdings. CrowdStrike Holdings reported their April 2022 quarter earnings of 31 cents per share on revenue of $487 million. The consensus earnings estimate was 23 cents per share on revenue of $463 million. The revenue grew 61.1% on a year-on-year basis. Despite that, the stock is currently down by more than 6.8%. The company said it expects a second quarter non-GAAP earnings of 27 cents to 28 cents per share on revenue of $512.7 million to $516.8 million. At this stage, I would switch off my video so that you can see the full screen and we can continue with the presentation. The company said it expects a fiscal 2023 non-GAAP earnings of $1.18 to $1.22 per share on revenue of $2.1905 billion to $2.2058 billion. The company's previous guidance was earnings of $1.03 to $1.13 per share on revenue of $2.13 billion to $2.16 billion. And the current expectation from the market is $1.10 per share on revenue of $2.15 billion for the year ending January 31st, 2023. Some more numbers. Annual recurring revenue increased 61% year on year. GAAP subscription gross margin was approximately 77% in both quarter of fiscal 2023 and 2022. Net cash generated from operations was $215 million. GAAP loss from operation was $23.9 million. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. My apologies, there is some DOO BRP Incorporated. They reported April 2022 quarter earnings of $1.31 per share on revenue of $1.4 billion. The expectation was 84 cents per share on revenue of $1.5 billion. Revenue was almost flat year on year. Currently, the stock is down by more than 10.5%. The company said it now expects fiscal year earnings of $8.75 to $9.03 per share, and continues to expect a revenue of $7.54 billion to $7.85 billion. BRP is a global leader in the world of power sports vehicles, propulsion systems, and boats, built on over 75 years of ingenuity and intensive consumer focus. Some other numbers: revenue from year-round products up $11.9 million at $934.4 million compared to last year's first quarter, a record high for a first quarter. Normalized diluted earnings per share of $1.66, a decrease of 87 cents per share, while diluted EPS of $1.46, a decrease of $1.33 per share compared to the same period last year. Revenue is more or less flat at $1.809.3 billion, which is similar to the last year's first quarter. Revenue from seasonal products decreased by $54.7 million. Revenue from power sports, P&A, and OEM engines increased by $42.8 million. Revenue from the marine segment increased by $4.8 million. Net income decreased by $123.4 million. Okay, let's move on and check what's happening in the market as of now. So we'll go to straight away S&P 500. Currently, it is down by 66 points almost. And as you can see, once again, S&P 500 fails to break through the high of the previous few days. Now, yesterday, when we checked at that time, the high was still below the Wednesday's high. So Thursday's high was still below Wednesday's high. But after we finished our session, it rose a few more points, and then it closed actually above Wednesday's high. So yesterday it was almost at the same low, but at a higher high. But still, there is not much, it is not significantly higher, I would say. So if you look at these 4 days, this is last Friday, and then this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These 4 days, the high is almost the same level, and that is probably kind of a resistance, I would say. The market has failed to break through that level. The market has broken out from this downtrend. Earlier we had a channel here, bearish channel, and I removed that. But then it broke out from that channel. It went above the 30 days weighted moving average to create a kind of a breakout pattern or maybe swing trading pattern. But then it fails to break through this resistance level. So it has become like a resistance now, even though it is not a perfect line. But if you can see, there are a few more points there which we can join, maybe at this level, little bit maybe. So this is the resistance level I'm talking about. Yesterday it actually crossed that line, but still there is a kind of a resistance. It may not be exactly specific to certain number, but it is very much there. 4156, 4160, it is around that line. The market has failed to cross that line significantly. Okay, now today it is down on different factors. One of them could be the massive drop in the Tesla price, Tesla stock price, and other things. The inflation is on a high. However, the most important news from today's market is the US payroll numbers, and that has been stunning, I would say. The monthly jobs growth is 390,000. Unemployment is still at 3.6%. And whereas the expectation was only increase of 328,000 jobs, new jobs. And well, the actual is 390,000. So that is really exceptional, and it should have boosted the market. But probably the market thinks that there would be significant wage increase, and that might drive to further, some job cuts in the coming months. However, I feel because there is a strong demand for the products in the market, and since there would be some easing of restrictions from China, and then more the supply would be available from there, so the job numbers should, even though it may not increase, it may not actually fall significantly. So I personally feel that the economy is in a much better shape. Of course, whenever the prices are rising over a long period of time, it's not just 1 month or so. It has been consistently rising, and throughout the COVID also, some of the cost of living elements have been rising. Well, people were able to escape some of the cost because they were not going out much. They were not going to work much. Like many of us were working from home, so they could avoid some of the essential costs, like even the cost of um, you know garments and all that stuff. Day-to-day cost, they were able to avoid. But now, because everyone is going back to office, the costs are adding up. The childcare costs are adding up. The petrol prices have significantly gone up due to this Ukraine war, and a result of that, of the cost in the rise of gas, um, the other products have also become costly now. And as a result of all this, the cost pressure is too much on the people. However, at the same time, to compensate that, the wage increase is also warranted, and that which has been stagnant for quite some time now. So overall, I think it is a kind of a balancing act. The interest rate is also rising. Fed will definitely increase the interest rate to um, control some of the money supply in the market, and so that is a kind of a calibration process. But overall, there is not much concern, I would say, in terms of that the businesses won't be able to cope up with the increase in wages. They have been paying, higher salaries to the top end executives. There has been tremendous cost of, the stock options being given out to the top management, and they are in a position to give some additional increase in salary to the people, to the general workers. However, some of the companies may feel some cost-wise pressure that is evident, and some investors might have to sacrifice additional some additional revenue or dividends. But at the in general, I would say it is not of a concern that much that the of the wage increase. However, the concern is the inflation, for which a lot of people might feel pressure in their day-to-day life, and then that might that you know cost pressure to the industries might also be felt in terms of the pricing of the products. So bit of challenging time in the future, but for the time being, these employment numbers are really good. So I'm really skeptical about today's fall in the market. Maybe because it's just a Friday. Some people are just settling their some of the transactions, and of course the Tesla numbers were a concern. Um, Tesla announced that they are going to cut the jobs by 10% for the salaried people. I'm not exactly sure what does that mean in terms of numbers. Even Mr. Musk is not clear. He mentioned that it's only for salaried people. It's not for the people who are engaged on hourly basis. So overall production may not be actually impacted in the short term. For the next few quarters, maybe the profitability numbers will increase. So that is quite a possibility. So that's why the Tesla shares are significantly down. Even though profitability is higher, maybe the investors are thinking that the new delivery numbers might be limited for the next quarter or so. So the Tesla numbers are really driving the market down. But other than that, also all the companies are in the red now. We'll discuss one by one. However, from the index point of view, more or less S&P 500, and then the NASDAQ is also behaving in the same way, failing to make significant growth. And there was a significant support level earlier, and which has been which the NASDAQ managed to actually stay above that. And now there is a channel, I would say, or you can say that that particular support level has now become a resistance level at 12,397. So that is that particular level. And if you see Dow, again, is a similar pattern. And this 33,288 becomes like a resistance level there as well. And in terms of Bollinger Band also, if you see S&P 500 it was at the top of the upper band, and closer to the upper band, and then now it is retracing from there. Similarly, maybe if we check NASDAQ again the same pattern, and the Dow Jones probably again the same pattern. Okay, so they are probably retracing from the upper band. So for a few days, maybe it will come down to the lower band, or maybe it will stick to the uh, center line, and then again probably it is either it will go up or it will go down, but probably it will you know gravitate towards the lower band for the next few days, next few trading days. Once in terms of the S&P 500, I would say, because it's a broader index, once it is able to successfully break out through this level, resistance level, then I think again it might get new highs in terms of recent terms, recent days. So there might be some upward movement. However, the global political scenario and economic scenarios are also key factors. So they we will have to closely monitor those things as well. What's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in terms of China's supply chain, and other things. Anyways, for the time being, dollar index is up by 0.4%. Gold is up, down by 1%. Silver is down by 1.5%. Oil is up by 1.7%. The VIX volatility index is up by 1%. In terms of currencies, euro is down by 0.24%. British pound is down by 0.6%, and yen is down by 0.77% against the US dollar. Bitcoin is down by 3%, and Ethereum is down by 4.7%. Let's look at some of the other earnings numbers. So one of them is Joan. Joan is down by more than 20% currently, and they reported April 2022 quarter a loss of 24 cents per share on revenue of $498 million, whereas the expectation of revenue was $517 million. Revenue fell 13.3% compared to the same quarter a year ago. And first quarter gross margin of 48.3% was impacted by 580 basis points of excess import supply chain cost. Gross margin for the quarter improved by 140 basis points on an adjusted basis. Net sales declined by 13.3%, with total comparable sales decreasing 12.9%. Okay. Another company we would like to check is Octa. Octa is currently up by 6.35%, and they reported April 2022 quarterly loss of 27 cents per share on revenue of $414.9 million. The expectation was a loss of 34 cents per share on a revenue of $389 million. So it has then done significantly better than expectation, and as a result, the stock is currently up by 6.6%. It has recently broken through the 20 days moving average. Now it is marching towards the 50 days moving average. However, it went much higher today, and it is more than $110 in terms of share price today. But now it has come back to below $100 at this stage. The volume is obviously significantly higher, almost 4 times, or you can say 3.5 times of the average volume for last 10 days. Okay. The company said it expects a second quarter non-GAAP loss of 32 cents to 31 cents per share on revenue of 428 million to 430 million dollars. Octa is the leading independent provider of identity for the enterprise. The Octa Identity Cloud enables organizations to securely connect the right people to right technologies at the right time. With over 6,500 pre-built integrations to applications and infrastructure providers, Octa customers can easily and securely use the best technologies for their business. Over 9,400 organizations, including NG, JetBlue, Nordstrom, Takeda Pharmaceutical, Teach for America, T-Mobile, and Twilio, trust Octa to help protect the identity of their workforces and customers. Okay. Total revenue of $415 million is an increase of 65% year on year. Subscription revenue was $398 million, an increase of 66% year on year. Remaining performance obligations or a subscription backlog was $2.71 billion, an increase of 43% year on year. Calculated billings was $389 million, an increase of 7% year on year. So overall, in terms of business, Octa has done, very well. But I am really concerned about their profitability margins. And probably that would be there for some time. GAAP operating loss was $240 million, or 58% of total revenue. Non-GAAP operating loss was $41 million, or 10% of total revenue. Okay, so that's about Octa. Let's look into the individual stocks now. Some other shares. I'll start with maybe Coinbase. Apologies for the short break. Coinbase is down by 9.6% after it extended a hiring pause and said it plans to pull some accepted job offers. The freeze will last for as long as this macro environment requires, its chief people officer said in a blog post. American Airlines. The stock is currently down by 7.56% as it delivered updated guidance for the second quarter. The company raised its revenue forecast as well as its cost forecast per available seat mile. American Airlines said its capacity would be toward the low end of prior guidance due in part to staffing issues. Tesla, we already discussed a little bit. Again, the stock is down by 8.85%, almost 9% today, and it is currently at the lower end of the of today's price, and volume is significantly high. I would say almost the 10 days average volume. Mainly on the news that CEO Elon Musk plans a hiring freeze and 10% job cuts. Also, he said that he had a super bad feeling about the economy and asked for the job cuts. Okay, Micron Technology, MU. The stock is down by 7.1% after analysts downgraded the company. The analysts cited risk from cyclical consumer product markets and pricing headwinds within the dynamic random access memory market. So that's based on analyst predictions. The other company, Turning Point Therapeutics, the stock is currently at $74 from the previous day's close of $34. The stock has increased by 16% today, doubled, based on the news that Bristol Myers Squibb announced a deal to acquire Turning Point at $76 per share. Turning Point focuses on treatment for cancer. Really not sure why such a high price has been mentioned. However, they are at 52-week high price was $83. So against that, an offer of $76 has been made for the acquisition. Okay, we already discussed about others, but maybe one more stock, PagerDuty. PagerDuty also announced their results yesterday after market close. They reported 4 cents, loss of 4 cents per share, and whereas the expectation was a loss of 8 cents per share. The revenue is $85 million for the quarter, as against expectation of $82.69 million. However, the stock is down by 5%. The stock actually was up by more than 8% yesterday. So maybe because it had a higher expectation, the stock went up. But then today, maybe the investors did not, were not satisfied with the growth. They were expecting much better performance probably. However, overall, even if you see current price is more than the price or more than the high of Wednesday, so it is not really a significant decline. Overall, it is still in the positive territory if you consider the weekly gain, and it has slowly approached the 50 days moving average there. Today's high was actually at the 50 days moving average. Anyways, let's move on to other stocks in our watch list. Advanced Auto Parts down by 0.4%. Apple is down by 3.7%. Accenture is down by 0.3%. Let's look at Apple. What's happening at Apple? The stock actually crossed 20 days moving average there yesterday, but then today it fell below that. So again, this might be a little bit range bound for some time. ADI is down by 2.33%. Akamai Technology is down by 1.9%. Ambarella is down by 7%. AMD is down by almost 2% today. And Amazon is down by 2.3%. Arista Network down by 3%. Let me check Amazon and AMD, 91 million. Yeah. The volume are quite good today, like, so that might be a concern that a lot of people are selling at this level. Applovin is down by 3.8%. And Digital Turbine is down by 7.4%. Some other big numbers, Bumble is down by 3.6%. Chegg is actually up by 3.26%. So yesterday also, Chegg went up significantly. DocuSign is down by 4.5%. And Etsy is down by 6.5%. Meta, Facebook is down by 4% today. GoodRx is down by 4%. Nvidia is down by 4.3% today. Qualcomm is down by 3.3% as well. Overall, I think it is another buying opportunity. Tesla is currently down by 9.3% now. I'd be interested to see whether it goes below the 700 mark today. It's almost at the bottom of today's day. So let's see whether it goes below 700 today. Upstart is down by 7.6%, and Workday is down by 3.8% after yesterday's significant high. Unity Software is down by 5.2%. Okay, let's look at PayPal. What's happening at PayPal? PayPal is down by 2.25% after yesterday's significant gain. Okay, so that's almost about it. As you can see, the market is significantly down based on the sentiments, whereas the economy results were really good. So let's see what's in the store on Monday. Have a great weekend and enjoy your trading. There's not much in terms of the investments yesterday. Let's see if we did any trades yesterday. Yes, yesterday's trade was AMD that was executed. We sold this bull put 87.50, 82.50, and Meta Facebook 170, 165. So these two trades were actually executed. I'll update them in the journal, and then we will discuss that on Monday. So thanks a lot for joining in. Please subscribe our channel if you like our videos, and do follow us on the social media channels. We'll also publish our weekly report maybe sometime tomorrow or day after tomorrow over the weekend, and we'll try to publish some other articles as well. Thanks a lot for joining today, and have a great weekend. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.